Alrighty. Here we go. We are live streaming. Welcome everybody. Better get the word out here. Alright, here we go. Alright. Yes. Hey, Matt. Perfect. You can help moderate the chat, and I want to hear your input because you were part of the Madness stream. Ignore this. I was just having this up, so the song wasn't playing when I started streaming. And that dread just kicks in. Very start of, I think it's called the Queen's March or something from Clockwork Orange, which I was really inspired at the time when making this soundtrack for this. You really get that dread, and when I think of the dread of Madness, I think of the death cycle and dealing with all the mods and the clusterfuck therein. We'll get into that. Tell me if you can hear my voice good enough or not. It's a little loud for me. Let's bump that down. Let's get my F6. So, because I didn't bother changing the volume on it. I'm lazy. Turn volume down on. Let's see here. I can turn down the desktop audio that way. Does that work? Music at least. Damn it, Rob! I gotta go get some milk now. Yeah. It's also my birthday, and I'm not doing anything special for my birthday right now, but I didn't want to stream. I have the day off. We finally get to the edgy one. Yes, it was serious, but it came edgy. I wouldn't call it super edge, but the character is. But I didn't design the character. We'll get into this. But I have a special PSA before we get into this. I've shown my Discord this, and I didn't want to call the kid out.
There was me.
Uh-oh, it's getting to the talking part.
And my 3 drooms.
Hold on. Shut up. Okay. Okay, I can still hear it though. That was a dumb idea. Okay, there we go. Got him to shut up. So, I'm gonna put the audio back on. What is my chat mad at me right now? Happy birthday. Yes, wait, are we talking about Dimitri? No, we are talking about someone who he's not a player in the community, and this is not going to help him at all. But I got this nice message. Hey there, I made a 6-level campaign with the help of your tutorials. These really helped me, so if you could play it and tell me what you think. When I saw this, my heart melted. Like all that work I spent last summer putting the tutorials together, like this, I love to see this. And then I clicked on the link. And it's called Your Mom Gay. Alright? And so immediately all that fuzzy feeling goes out the window. I'm not signed in right now for this, but I have subscribed to it. And so we're going to play this really briefly. We're not going to finish it. Nah. But, oh, actually, I'll show you the whole conversation I had with him. So I looked at that and I was pretty pissed off. So I was pretty, let's look like trash, bro. And then, like, I'm still not 100% sure if he was trolling me or not. But, like, really? Oh, that's okay. Thanks anyways. And I tried to justify, like, you can't look at me in a straight face and say, like, hey, man, you want to check out my passion project that you helped me with? Like, you helped teach me how to do? Like, you didn't put any effort into it if it's called Your Mom Gay. And, like, he wants me to give the campaign an opportunity. So that's what we're going to do. So I can X this out now. So here's to you, Curlat. If I can find it. Your Mom Gay. And it's all the same image. Good suck, good fuck, horny, getting good, gotta go fart, and mom not A. So, still, he acted indignant and, like, hurt that I called this thing trash. So let's get into this shit. This is I've said this a couple times in the Discord, and, like, I've tried to get the message out. Don't make purposefully bad things. You might make bad things, but don't do it on purpose. Do as best as you can. Don't purposefully make trash. Now I can hear your up sexy voice. Hey, Lego. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can already tell ya. Ayo, what up? Hey, did you know that? I need some good suck. These fucking Generation Z memes that are terrible. Like, millennials are gonna be known for being lazy. Generation Z is gonna be known for having just the most cancer-inducing memes. Guys, it's like, good suck, good fuck. So who knows? Maybe at level 2, it's gonna fucking spec up Stelline, fucking pull the rug under me, and I'll be playing Red Star 4. But you gotta start somehow. Am I right? Lack of skill doesn't mean that you have to rely on memes. I know that's funny hearing me because I called it human being, and there's really only one meme joke in that whole thing, which was the Harambe reliance. Also, you're gonna have to deal with the Madness soundtrack. Watch the combat levels be amazing. Yeah, I got to this point when I was trying it out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stream this. He wants me to give it a chance. Let's go through this. Like this, I count 4 pieces of furniture in this entire building. 2 plants and 2 lamps, and then he gave up. I think we're probably only gonna do this one level. And tell me how the audio is going. I think it's a bit loud for me. I'm gonna turn you back down. There we go. Now I can hear myself think. Think about how trash this is. If you're working on a tile mod, or like working on a campaign with a lot of tiles, obviously there's plenty of space of like empty spots that you can fill up, but if you run out of those, I think the first place you should start replacing is these terrible looking tiles here. They're grungy, they're dirty, they're ugly. God, this thing is tight as fuck. I'm mostly hearing your voice. We can... I like the music where I have it at right now, so I'm going to bump it up that way. So you can... Alright. I might not even actually have the patience to get through all this. At least the frame rate's running nice because there's nothing on this map. But yeah, you can make something like that. Go ahead, make this jacket bullshit. But don't message me asking me to check it out and acting indignant when I think it looks like garbage. You knew this was garbage. You knew this. You called it your mom yay. You have to understand. Good lord. Yeah, it's abstract. What are all these Chuck E. Cheese tiles? So we're not going to be lasting this. Is Blue invited to the stream? Yeah, Blue can come on here. I'll be frank with him. The Madness dev cycle was a fucking thing to behold, I'll tell you that. But it was a good lesson as to why not to do collabs, and then my current collab project re-taught me that lesson. It kind of reminded me that I didn't learn a lesson the first time, I guess. Just like shitty Dodger placement. Like there's nothing redeeming about this whatsoever. Let's find a different... Let's go back to it. Let's play Horny. I would have been an interesting concept, but it's a meme. Damn, that was a really good fuck. Yeah, also it's Biker as Hammer. Horny women near you. Ayo, damn, where? Holy shit, I need to find some horny women. Get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, so I mean, you can make this without my tutorials. You should be able to. If you were making worse stuff before my tutorials... My God just brought me an empty Neosporin box from my bathroom. He's a good boy. Your God brought you a Neosporin box? You're my son. Here's some. You need to re up on your lube. All right. So, anyways, yeah. I just wanted that to be a short story as to. Don't send me that shit. Fuck that gay shit. Miss me with it. Yeah, this level design is disgusting. Yeah, like there, it is an enemy placement. So first off, Dan. So it started out with Blue, who is the biggest Hotline Miami YouTuber. He makes really nice thumbnails. He is really good at the game, and he makes good videos of just him quietly playing, or like with no commentary, playing the game. But then he was like, "Well, I want to make a level. I mean, everyone wants, like, everyone tries their hand at it at some point." And he started to, so he pretty much by having all these connections in the community made the most like cobbled together thing out of other people's work. The only level he ended up making was the final one, and it's the worst level. But I would have replaced it too if I hadn't just been sick of it at that point. I can hear some breathing into the mic. I'll try not to breathe, Magnum. There are also like 3 teaser trailers for this. Yeah, because he kept changing it. So like the owl isn't his. It was taken from someone else. The owl Walter. And so it was a black owl. It was recolored, edgy black. And this is kind of like back during the real big craze of having like super black levels that were like black carpets, black walls, and then there'd be like one bright neon color to go with it. Because like before Midnight Animal at this stage, I don't think had like fully like stuck its head up its own ass, or it had, but we hadn't realized it yet because he wouldn't update us. And so now the trend is brown levels, but right then it was black. So he started putting this story together, and it was almost like he was asking for help for like some levels, and other people just felt so bad that they made them. Like I made him a level because like his Speaks insisted that he couldn't make anything but brown dirty trash houses, and so that's kind of what. And so he made 2. The first one was this one, but then Matt remade it for him. And then the story was like this convoluted. I think he's making a card game. No, that's Danny. Danny's making the card game. Spencer's making some sort of like audiobook or visual novel. I don't know. It's not going to be good. The next trend will be entirely invisible levels. Yeah, just no tiles at all. It'll be avant-garde like that. Or like that weird neon shit. But anyways, so like the story of Walter with Speakses or Blues. We call him Speaks back then. Then he changed it for branding reasons. Oh yeah, Tony made several faces for this game. Didn't even implement them properly. That was another thing. Is I wrote all the so for the new story, none of the character faces made the same. So my like, you'll see Dennis when Dennis comes up. Like Tony and I never spoke, and it wasn't like we didn't know each other, and we only like knew each other through Blue, and so the character direction was so wrong. It's hilarious. Anyways, yeah, so Speaks' original story was a mute vigilante whose girlfriend dies, and he shoots up like a police station, and he's 50B, and a dream version of his mask talked to him. He's literally Jacket. And so I had this idea for a campaign that it was like I was trying to think of ways to take a 50B campaign and like make it weird, make it not a 50B campaign, twist it on its head, and I like the story that I put together here. But yes, it is clearly ripping off The Usual Suspects. Spoiler: I haven't seen that movie. I think you can still watch it on Netflix. You should go see it because I'm gonna spoil it for this. But honestly, I didn't like start out with the intention of ripping off Usual Suspects. That wasn't like, but like I kind of like started trying to think of plot twists and a way I could twist it, and then when I realized that I'm getting real close to The Usual Suspects, I just decided to like watch the film and just go full Usual Suspects. Um, yeah, that story sounds fucking terrible. Yeah, I mean it was the normal one. How does one make a 50B story good? By not making it a 50B story entirely. Have an element of it, but don't make 50B the main focus. He was mute and had 2 words throughout. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah. Ooh, that told him. So my story. So first we have him, of course, looking at like papers and shit in the cop's office, just like usual suspects. And another thing that I was able to do, another weird way I wrote the story was to purposefully include locations we already had because I was trying to be real economic, which is why he works at the same office that he ends up like attacking. Like that wasn't written into the story for like real story reasons. Like I formed the story over it so it could have the same office for a cutscene for the combat. 'Cause that office was taken from like you can play that office as a single level with less. It's slightly worse design. I changed it a little bit. Yeah, so while it is like the usual suspects plot twist, I think I did a good job for putting it into the Hotline Miami universe. The face I wanted to use was the manager that kills Jake. Writing this whole thing, I had planned the manager. I called him Duke because he kind of looks like Duke Nukem. Like, and we reveal that this dude's actual name is Duke at the end. Um, but this is probably the best face. He only made one face. I added the 5 o'clock shadow and the scar to purpose. So when he's giving his like during the flashbacks, when he's doing narration, you can tell the difference between the two of them. Whether or not he's talking in the flashback or he's talking in the present during the flashback, if you get what I mean. Have you heard of this thing called the Patriots? It's really nice. Yeah, sorry, we get it that you know more about Patriots than most people. You can stop teasing us about it because no one finds it interesting. Like we find Patriots interesting, but your little like, nah, your little needles, cut that shit out. Why do some Hotline characters have weird color inside their mouths? I don't know. I think it's just an artistic thing. It's funny how like I can be really critical at my own face sprites or like other people's custom face sprites, but I think it's because I'm looking for a flaw. Whereas like Dennis's face sprites, I just assume because I was sold a video game that they're perfect. But you can see a lot of weird things, like this dude's fucking mouth. I don't like the corners of his mouth. Oh yeah, Rob, do you have to worry about copyright music shit? Yeah, this will probably get demonetized, but I'm not approved for monetization yet, so I don't care. Kill. So, yeah, and so another thing I made in my goal in this campaign is to not show the phone calls repeatedly. There's 2 phone calls. Only one that's like the normal 50B phone call, but because there's a lot of 50B campaigns up to this point where we had like every level started out in your home. You get a phone call, and you get a phone call, and then you go kill. And so like you would just hold right mouse button. Everyone loves the Tim Spickery message. Yeah. Like you knew that they were lying to you. You didn't. So like you let your eyes glaze over what they were saying. So that's another thing. If you have to make a 50B campaign, which you should try to do something else. But if you have to make a 50B campaign, like I had to, working within the restraints of this, don't show the phone calls. Any Bushido videos been blocked for me? My Bushido video shouldn't be blocked for you because I didn't use the soundtrack. I made a bunch of covers and shit for Madness, but all my work was thrown out. Really, I never got to see them. I only saw the workshop thing that Danny made, and then the one that Atlan made. But the Atlan one was a little subpar, and so I just you saw I just took the one from the actually good one made for like the original Walter single level. But yeah, so Matt made this, and you can still get like the dirty trash house vibe. I remember Speaks wanting it to be a mask store, so that's kind of what we turned it into. It had doesn't make a ton of sense, but like not like I write flawless stories, but I would like to blame a lot of the weird parts of this story on the fact that I had to write a fucking 50B campaign. I'm glad that I finally was able to get him to agree to not make a silent protagonist. I know I've talked on stream before how I don't like silent protagonists in video games. Like, Gordon Freeman's the only one that sort of works, and even in the second game, there's some awkward elevator moments. They even point light of it in the game. I don't know. There's a lot of games where like you're a silent protagonist, and like your helicopter will crash or something, and someone will be like, "Is anyone out there? Is anyone still alive?" Hell, fucking Far Cry 5 did it recently. Like, anyone out there? Everyone out? Who's alive? Am I the only one left? And you hear it over the radio, and you just don't say anything. Yeah, and I had recently seen the Neon Demon, and so that's I think two or three songs from that movie are taken into this. It's by the same dude who made Drive. Good movie. Not quite Drive. It's like Lady Drive, I would say, or something like that. Very interesting movie. It's got one of the ladies from Mad Max in it, and Ellie Fanning. If you haven't seen it, it's a good visual movie. It's weird. It's also got Keanu Reeves in it, like in a small role, which is really strange. Like he's like fat-ish. He's got like a dad body fat. So I was really confused at first. What's with the corners? Okay, so the corners look weird because they're on the background sheet, and one of the levels that I actually think it was a pretty cool idea, if you're going to make a darker, edgy campaign like this, is he basically took the entire background sheet and lowered the made it darker and less pop. So that's why it's just the regular tiles. You only added a couple tiles, but all the tiles have a slightly different tint to them because of it, which was a cool idea. I think this campaign has an aesthetic that a lot of large campaigns don't have, and I attribute a lot of that to taking the entire background sheet. But because we were idiots and lazy, we didn't bother fixing the corners. Yeah, slightly desaturated is a good way to put it. Am I stuck in the wall? No. Alright, we might actually have to replay that level. Did you enjoy anything about making this game? I enjoyed writing it. Like, it was interesting. Like, part of having constraints, though, does give you a good direction. Like, I mean, if you ever ask someone a super open-ended question compared to a more specific question, like what do you do for fun, compared to like, do you like this, yes or no? It can help fuel the creative juices a good bit. So like, if you tell someone, write a story about anything that you want, unless they have something in their head already that they want to do, that can be tough. Like, giving them total freedom compared to like, write a story about, X, Y, and Z. So I like the character. Like, one thing I thought was like a cool, never touched on detail, but kind of makes sense, is that he's always in doctor scrubs. And I kind of assumed it was like, blood is easy to clean off doctor scrubs, and so it makes a sensible thing to wear into combat. And he's got like those little blue gloves to hide fingerprints and whatnot. It's actually kind of a sensible combat attire, the doctor scrubs. I don't like the recolored mask. Favorite editor player besides Hammerin'? I have a super cool idea for an Hm2 campaign. I don't know where to start. What I would do is write an outline, not a script, but an outline. Be like, the player goes here, the player does this, the player does that. With like a three thing structure of like intro, main, intro, or outro, intro, main, outro, and then just start with some levels, or maybe get a couple face sprites done. It depends on how ambitious it is. See if you can get it done. Every single person wanting to get started with the level editor should make one vanilla campaign, just to learn all the sprites, learn your way around the editor without having to get more advanced. Why? Yeah, that's most of my creative endeavors are usually other people's ideas, if not generic ones. Yeah, I mean, being purely creative, like just it's pretty much impossible for a human being, the way our brains work, to create an original idea. You can't just sit there and be a genius and think of something that is so far out from everyone. Like, you have to get there eventually, incrementally. Taking other people's ideas, put them together. There's this like online show called Everything's a Remix, and kind of showing how like just how far back famous things like Star Wars, like they steal one element from some other show from the past, and if you take enough things from other people, it eventually becomes original. A vanilla campaign. Yeah, you've already passed that, Facility. That's not an advice for you. Okay, so here we go. So, fucking. So I called him Dennis because I like the idea of like learning the story about the Dennis, the wolf dude who got beaten in the alley. About beaten in the alley, and he. But like he was told Dennis. I mean, he was just told make a character face sprite for Dennis. So he took the Dennis face sprite, nose ring and all, and gave him like anime hair, kind of like some exaggerated version of like what Dennis actually has like in real life. Because if you've ever seen Denaton, they're an interesting bunch. So I had written this like southern firm dude, and then we have this fucking like punk rocker face sprite, and it just doesn't like I like the hair other than that little strand that moves off and on, but like god, it just the direction was so out there. Dennis can Tony can do some mad good anime hair. Yeah. Remember the anime doctor from Redux, though? That was a big hoot and a holler. That was hilarious. Is this why you don't like Tony, Rob? No. This is the least... This is not even Tony's fault. He was just told to make a Dennis face sprite. If I told someone to make a Dennis face sprite and this is what they gave me, it's a good one. It's just I called my southern dude character Dennis. Also, there's a fucking... On his mustache, you can see it's broken. Working hard or hardly working. Like, goodness sakes. Yeah, I don't even dislike Tony. It's just Tony dislikes me. And so I kind of rebuff him back whenever he goes after me in the subreddit for being rude to people. And then I'll be frank that I didn't like Redux. She can dislike me for not liking it, but like, I don't know, make something better. Hawaii War Vets, very boring. Yeah, pretty bad. But if it's gonna be in line with the Hotline Miami universe, like, yeah, the running joke of who was it in Hawaii. Like, I didn't like the idea of the fans being in Hawaii. I thought that was dumb, but that's canon. It's pretty hard not to be rude in the subreddit. There is a lot of people you just want to make fun of really bad. And then bringing in Carl. This one's a bit better, but it's a creepy. Like, you can clearly tell he took Tony's top half of his head, took his jaw, swapped it with Andy's, with this unblinking, terrifying motherfucker. Who barely talked with these big old rings in his mouth. Yeah, fucking Tailsoul's post. Yeah, like Dimitri's a cringe perf boy, but like you don't call him out in the subreddit. God damn it. And he's a goddamn patriot. Yeah, I was trying to have slightly subtle dialogue, showing that he was in it. Who the hell just has two bangs resting on their face like that? It's definitely not workplace attire, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Plank made this level, and I actually like it a good bit. It's very Plank levely, but it's a good one. Plus the song that we have. I made the music, and like I took it all. Like I chose what songs are gonna go where, but Blue definitely helped by having a whole playlist with ideas. The fact the fans act so much like teenagers, them being war vets. Alright, hey, shit. Alright, hold on one second. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Um, yeah. So one thing I didn't think about streaming on my birthday is that I was gonna get phone calls wishing me a happy birthday. So that's what happened there. Um, hopefully I put the audio back to where it belongs. You need BRB? Did I not put a BRB? Yeah, I did put a BRB in the chat at least. Tell your dad to stop yelling at you. Know, it was my grandma. My grandmammy was calling me. Yeah, this is a song by whoa, like Tripton. That's its name, but like it's a dude with like only 100 views on SoundCloud and YouTube. It was pretty interesting how small it was. Whoa, it's been a while since I played this. Yeah, happy B-Day, Rob. Thank you. Two Russians in the bathroom. Shake down your family for birthday money. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping I'll be heading to. I'll be heading up to Europe next month, so it's like I really do need money. Plus, I got fired the other day on Saturday. But it's okay because I was planning on leaving that job really soon, and having a couple days off is giving me some more time to work on Human Being. I almost finished up the Jackie May reskin. I just got to work on her glasses, and I can get back. I think last stream I said that the Dark Right would be coming out soon, my little side project, but it's my project, not Richard's. Or, like, despite him coming up with the idea, like, I've done all the fucking work, and I'm not happy where it is right now, level wise. So I'm just gonna sit on that until inspiration hits me to make better levels. But yeah, I did the music mod for that, and it worked out pretty good. But if I'm gonna put my name on it as like a Rob Racer campaign, I want it to be at a higher level of quality than it is sitting at right now. Especially because I think the script deserves it. The script is good. The script is funny. But yeah, it's in that kind of like post-production phase right now where all the levels are done except for one. Like everything's just about done. I just have to like compile things, and it's like the most boring part. And now I'm looking at like a couple of the levels being like, this is trash. So figure it out. Dark Right or Madness. Yeah, Dark Right. But yeah. But like Dark Right kind of turned into a madness where it's like, I like this idea that you're doing. Can I partake in it? And then all the work just gets shuffled onto my shoulders. Because the disco level blows up. TBH. Sorry. Haha. Oh, the disco level blows. I was thinking like explodes. It's very cramped. I do like it does 70s decor a lot better. Like Richard kept forgetting that I was telling him that we're moving the setting to the 70s, and a lot of it doesn't reflect it. Like I wanted to like have like the cars be that era, and do like keep the clothes closer. So I'm just gonna shelf it for right now. I could just tell Richard to like he'll release anything. So that's what kind of why I don't want to send him the files. So like yeah, like this whole like watching a wolf gnaw its own leg off analogy thing. Like I thought this was a really cool idea. I guess that people thought it was edgy, which I could see that being the case, but it would make a lot more sense if he didn't have anime hair and a fucking nose ring. Also, he's not facing Walter isn't facing the right direction, which really pisses me off. Because like if you don't like rotate it. Also, Dennis has a wolf mask, so yeah. I mean that was part of it. Yeah, and then this is where the Fight Club references come in. then he just magically turns. 'Cause, like like when you realize you made a mistake at the intro, and you don't really want to rewrite all the dialogue, so you delete only as much as you have to. Walter doesn't associate with his coworkers. Nope. How long did it take Madness? Madness, like a long time, but it wasn't in development forever. It was mostly Blue just kind of like pissing in the wind, trying to figure out what he wanted to do with this thing. And I didn't want to deal with him for a while because I was working on Human Being 2. That was like my thing. And so once Human Being 2 launched, um, and funny, so Matt made a campaign called Requiem, or Requiem. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it was like a lot more gritty, and like characters just like straight up died that were like player characters. Like I thought it was cool, and I wanted to do something like that because I hadn't done a serious story in a while since Rooster Files. And even then, it doesn't really kill off characters that much till the end. Requiem. Yeah, Madness is a bunch of different movies gumballed into one script. Yeah, so it's a Hideo Kojima game plank. Um, Requiem. Um, but I fucking forgot my train of thought. Um, oh yeah, so I play that. This story of a 50B like plot twist campaign was already forming in my head before this came up. So when Blue was like, "I'm gonna cancel Madness," but he showed me some of the levels and they were good, including Plank's level, and we had Plank's level, we had level 4, and I think we actually had Atlan's level too, which is fantastic, ish. Like it hasn't all aged well, but I really liked it at the time, and it looks cool. Madness is a Hideo Kojima campaign. If serious, then you need to have good writing. Ouch! Ouch! That hurt. The level I made fucking stunk. I thought it looked okay. That was okay. Don't try to do anything fancy with your first few works. But yeah, and so like when I saw that there was an opening for that I could like crowbar this narrative into, I took it, thinking like, oh, I could just put my writing in there, write something, and then like use these levels, and it'd be quick and easy. Not the case. It took me like my entire break, because like right like a couple days into my Christmas vacation from college, I released Human Being 2, and so I had the whole rest of the time, and I started on this thing, and it was like, okay, so that works, but then like for the certain story, I got to get these mods, and like Blue literally had like every single patch wad had a broken mod in it. Like going through everything was so fucking like doing the mods was so terrible, because every single patch wad, because you know, if like you close out of the patch wad then open it back up again to save one item, but it's got like two items replaced, and so it like turns that one into just a black square. Like, oh, it was so frustrating. Like every single patch wad replaced the backgrounds. Like, so like if I wanted to make one edit to the backgrounds, I had to like trial and error figure out which background was the one that actually worked. There's a patch wad Blue name. Thanks for doing my work for me. Yeah, kinda. No, I don't think that's true. Is this like the Hunt Down the Freemans custom campaigns in terms of communication? It's like one dude like got a bunch of people to make good things, and we all try to. I try to. I took over for Speaks, trying to like make it into something feasible. People like this campaign, apparently, reading the comments, and I don't think it's it's no Suited Fox, but it's got some weird elements that are explained by not having a cohesive team. And I meant to. I kept talking. Alright, yeah, alright, see you, Mac. Get yourself laid. He was like, apparently, like at one point Dennis used the word helva. It just doesn't fit. The bald guy looks like bootleg Nikolai. Oh yeah. I could see that. Speaks made this house, which doesn't look half bad. This is the first phone call you actually see, but it's like, it's not a normal phone call, it's a drunk Dennis calling him. And yeah, thank you. Also, this is not supposed to be his car. We actually had like a vehicle for him, and I just, at some point, it got lost along the way. I think you can see it in the videos because he had the right patch rods and stuff on, but like it wasn't included in the official version. This was a cool one. Plus the music for it, I think, works really well. Alan makes good levels. Cause like I had written off Blue's campaign as a complete clusterfuck, like a complete bust, until I started. He asked me to playtest the levels. Like no story was written. And I was like, oh wow, maybe I can actually like do something. Cause I don't want to make. I know how campaigns take like 3 whole months to make. Like Human Being took 3 long months to make. Little did I know. But so like I knew I didn't want to make like remake all the levels. So I don't know. It's an interesting addition. Campaigns take 3 months. Why isn't Selected Faces in the OST on YouTube? It is because it was copyright removed from YouTube. It was originally there, that's how I found the song. Galveston, Gefalestein, whatever his retard name is, that makes the music. Like, he's one of the worst. Like, I would suggest just not using his music for campaigns, because he is, like, ugh. Like, he's bad with copyright. I feel like there was something between him and Spencer. Like, Spencer tried to get rights for his music, and he, like, freaked out. I don't recall. Three whole months sounds like a dream. Yeah. All I know how to play the game, alright? Yeah, originally Walter was like in this room, cause like I wanted him dead on the dance floor, like how I Made Me One had him. Not Walter, Carl. But I was worried people weren't gonna notice, and it is kind of makes sense that he died like right at the start, because that's also how it was in How I Made Me One. It was just at the very start. There's also a big ass dance floor. Guess who Lephacestein isn't good. Gassafestein is so MA and unoriginal. It is pretty MA. Like I think like the first MA, the Wetwork one, had his music. It's that like big old boom. Someone make a weed grow up level and use California. Is that one of his songs? I don't recall. Oh, he's covered up by the body, but there's Carl. Canal, you are a programmer. Yeah, why don't you just stream them? Stream on your YouTube channel, Canal. I'll watch you, because you're way better than me, apparently. Can we get an F for Carl? Yeah, I can't imagine phone calls. So that's actually that line that the cop just said is something I've always felt was a bit cheesy about the Hotline Miami world. Is that like the phone calls driving you to do this killing stuff, bit goofy. Like, so I mean, I guess they explain it like, oh, we're gonna kill your mom, Richard, or I mean, I think Jack and Biker just wanted to do it for fun. Um, no, Biker did it for fun. Jacket had like national reasons to do it. So then I kill off this dude. Tell me every detail. Also, so this Jake reskin was another pain in the ass because it was made before like some update, and like you can kind of see his like elbow clipped off, so the entire sheet is like shifted incorrectly because an update broke the sheet for this Jake in like the mafia suit, and so like me trying to fix this was a pain in the ass. But like I couldn't have him like in his t-shirt in an office setting, even though I didn't bother with Richard. I gave up on that. Also, the glass doesn't break because attack animations are too hard. But I do like that I made his shirt all bloody. That was a good little detail. Pretty proud of that. Yeah. What was the point of that cut level where Walter is kidnapped? I don't even know if that was cut. That was just something you worked on later. Doesn't make any sense. I don't. I know what you're talking about, but I barely remember the story around it. I think Cold War is an exception to that, though. Phone calls that just get to the point and don't waste time being cryptic. Yeah. Like I talked about that earlier in the stream, how like if it's just a normal 50B phone call that we saw like 20 times in the first game, it's wink skip kind of thing. So I kept the name Pliskin because snakes, get it? I don't even remember who made this level, but he somehow got someone to make him a level. And I thought this one was a pretty cool one. It was actually kind of hard. And now you might say it's a bit generic looking, but like at the time it wasn't as bad. A little black. I think Palo might have made this. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, Palo made this. Someone needs to find him. I miss Palo. Yeah, so you see these cool like lighting effects that he had? Those at some point all broke. Like they're just great. Like, and I really wanted to keep them because I thought they were cool. But like, and I'm pretty sure like the lamp colors I ended up just saying fuck it and using the vanilla versions for. I lurked for him a few days back, and he just went off the grid. He's like, he still exists. Everything went private. Yeah, Matt might know. That thing is so weird. Like, I don't understand why enemies can run under it, but I can't. I feel like you might be able to. Either that's a glitch for that thing specifically. This hotel item. I don't know. I feel like you might be able to do something creative with that, having a place that thing that enemies can run through, but you can't. I mean, I guess that's invisible walls in a nutshell. Yeah, Matt, you need to keep in contact with him. I want to know where Palo Boy is. Talented little boy. Balconies, I have to say, balconies are pretty much the same as bathrooms in terms that, like, it doesn't really make any sense to put an enemy on them. This campaign definitely has bathroom enemy-itis. I think you can find it on just about every level. Well, it's not like he died or something. Horizontal henchman aquarium. Yeah, that's annoying. One thing that it's cool that, like, if you move up and down, you can see, like, the shine change. It's the same with the henchman bed. I need to think if I can, like, do something with that too, like custom. Pretty sure. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's stuck in the wall and he won't move, but then fucking whack my ass. Look at that though. He is stuck in there. He's definitely not fully behaving right. I really like the black and blue shirted enemies in this one. The Colombians. Yeah, that one like single level that Lego Mech put together was also cool in that regard. That like it uses I think pretty much every enemy faction, but they're all one faction, so you can just have like variation in the faction. It's just not bald dude with t-shirt. Did I clear it? Oh, I did clear it. Okay. I think he just plays Insurgency. Alright, yeah. I mean, people are gonna run out. This is just a hobby. People are gonna run out of inspiration and drive to make stuff. I don't know why the shotgun wasn't opening the doors there properly. This is a bit idle. Ooh, look at that fat. Also, this is an entirely one character campaign. So it's just hammer all the way. While I love my hammer, he is pretty much the dullest playstyle. Of like, no mask abilities, no nothing. Bad execution. Like, at least for the unarmed. I don't like the stomp. I don't like hammer's stomp. God damn. Manny has better executions than Hammer. Manny has better executions than anyone. He has the best executions. You don't drop your firearm. It's super fast. It's brilliant. He's like, I remember watching that leaked gameplay from way back and being like, oh cool, they added weapon executions where I don't drop the firearm, thinking that was neat. And so then when I started playing the game, like with Corey, and she dropped the weapons, I was real confused. It took me a while to figure out that it was like one character specifically that like shotgun flipped and whatnot. Head smashes is greater than head stomps. Yeah, being able to click every single time is pretty cool. It probably takes the same amount of time as long as you kind of spam the mouse button. Who is left? Manny is the sexiest. Absolutely. There's one person on Tumblr that like uses Manny as her like muse. It's pretty funny, but it's also like good art of Manny Pardo. Like it at this point it's an obscene amount. But they drew him in lingerie recently, and that was like he's like hairy as fuck. Like it puts a grin on my face every single time because I want a Puzzle Box campaign based off of it so bad. Manny in lingerie. Uh, fuck. We've gotten quite a few parking lots at this point, but I just don't think they play very well because like it makes sense for a parking lot to be symmetrical, be wide open, be just covered in concrete. And unless you want to make custom cars, you're just going to be stuck with those like vanilla Lamborghinis and stuff at best. Here I think it's just black trucks. Gah! Actually aim, Rob. Come on. Getting caught on that phone booth. Who runs that Tumblr? I don't remember their name. Follow them on Twitter though, and occasionally I'll get some cool Manny art. She did the naked Manny Pardo from Berlin Blitz. It's probably some of the best fan art I've ever gotten. Best art of someone I've created that I didn't have to pay for. I want more fan art like that. Rule 34, hammering. X Pardo. I remember that car. I think I vaguely remember that car park. I have a feeling that if we went back to it, it'd be tight as fuck. Just no room to run around in. Where is this cunt? There you are. Cool. Honestly, I hate Dappy's level design. It's way too open and bland looking. No, it did it again! Do I have too much stuff open? What is going on? Madness. Oh, I can't even hit escape this time. Wow. What happened to my... The development was hell, so I guess you could say that. Yeah, was it bad for you too? Like, you just contributed a level. You're not the one who was trying to... Erica, app is running. What is going on? Alright, well, my Steam Bootstrapper isn't up right now. There you go. There you go. Alright, what level was that? Conspiracy? So yeah, I agree with Zaya that we don't have to do that one again. Forget what even happens after that. I think just bullshit talking to the cops. Alrighty. This was the first campaign that I figured out how to do camera pans on. Before, like, with an invisible character. Before that, I relied on the radio NPC. I think some bumbo gets shot, and that's it. Alright. That was right before that. That's my office. Fuck. This is the glitch, the editor being gay. Invisible pizza guy for camera pans. Yep, that's the one I'm using for this one. And I did pizza guy because it was easy to remember, and I like the name of the patchwad. It makes way more sense for my new human being patchwad, which for invisible camera pans, which is invisible 50 blessings nerd guy, because it's literally the first NPC that comes up on the list. You don't really need him, because he's just this nerd typing on a computer. So this level is what started it all, because like some dude made this custom campaign or custom level with a Walter character with this level. So it had even worse like windows and off screens and shit. I went through all the levels and had to try to make them less infuriating. Shooting up your workplace levels of edgy. Yeah, but it's bad guy workplace. Like, you're clearly working for a front. I don't think it's edgy. Fuck you, Zach. What it is compact. It's bait worthy. If you have a level where you can, like, sit back there and kill 5 or 6 dudes at a door frame, you need to rethink the level a bit. Think your level design. Ah! Blue just thought the main dude looked cool and that's how it started. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, not that this is super solved, but it definitely helped a good bit. I remember putting the door there, because like literally it's a gun dodger here. If those doors didn't exist, so what'd you have to do? You open the door, you go back and bait. Like, it was the smartest choice. Like, I guess you could hold down the trigger and try to keep the dodgers pinned, but you can only kill them with melee, and you got a gun, and you didn't, unless you like threw a melee weapon down the hall before you charged them, it doesn't make any sense. So now it makes a little bit more sense. Like that, haha. And I'm stuck. This sucks. Alright, I thought Richter's levels were complete bullshit, but damn. If you think any of the Hotline Miami 2 levels are bullshit, or bad, then you just don't know level design. The main game actually has some of the best level design, and like, honestly, the main game's almost too easy. This, once you like learn the mechanics, play on hard mode. Like, I went back and played through hard mode recently, like after a 3-year hiatus, and like, oh, it's so much fun. It is so much fun to play on hard mode. You're actually like challenged. I didn't even think that the ammo consuming thing was that big of a deal. Like, it rarely fucked me up the way it used to when I first played it back in 2015. But that was back in 2015. Not agree with that. Not all levels. Alright, well then, Matt, we're gonna have to have a talk. There we go. Cramp level design equals best level design. I don't know. One thing that just the main games levels do is have a unique way to play them. Like every single level you have to figure out new shit. You gotta figure out how you're gonna beat it. Whereas a lot of workshop stuff, it's kind of like you're just kind of reacting to it. Come on, baby. Stand up for me! Ah! Stronghold was a workshop level that wouldn't be received well, not visually. He definitely relied too much on those tan tiles. Probably that, like Stronghold's first couple of floors are good. I think the one that I'm thinking of right now that I didn't particularly like is the hotel rooms. That might actually be a victim of realism, just because like it's like just a bunch of squares. I don't know. Like, if you're still getting off-screened after, like, 5 deaths, like, you need to figure... like, you need to, like, figure... Like, in the main game, it's probably a you problem. More than a problem with the game. I don't know. I think that if you go back right now and started from the beginning playing hard mode, you might have a newfound appreciation of, like, how the levels are done. Yeah, to be honest, hotel rooms are hard. Yeah, they are. They are very difficult. What I would suggest, and kind of my solution, because I've got... there's no hotel in Human Being 3, but there is a specific part where, like, hotel rooms are, or, like, where small rooms are, and don't use them as, like, actual locations for combat, but the hallways around is the combat, whereas the hotel rooms themselves, there's no reason to ever enter them, and you might even want to lock them. Ah, give me something with ammo! I don't like this roof because there's a lot of wandering enemies. Let's use this cunt. Come on. There we go. Max resort level? Yeah, that was probably pretty good. If I look back at it, I'll probably call it cramped. But I was really impressed with it visually. Like, that was the first time I noticed that, like, you could get items that weren't in the editor, per se. And, like, he directed me to Yas's guides, and it changed my life. Aphex Twin. Sad track. So he's... Dennis is just close enough on, like, at the edge of the screen that you can tell that he wasn't actually knocking. Yeah, but Stronghold is good and easy. Y'all just like don't have me. Yeah, play it with flame. Not play any level with flamethrower. It's easy. Play it with shotgun. You got. Yeah, you're good. Christ Almighty. Down, up. Sniper rifle's greater than shotgun. I mean, it's got a higher skill ceiling, but I'm not good with it. Dennis, the anime cowboy. Why'd you change your mind? Next job was realized it was on my head. I'd already drowned. Bum bum bum. The flamethrower is for people who enjoy watching their wife get rammed by another man. You sure like the cuck meme, Plank. I thought that meme was only for people who like to troll the libtards. Flamethrower is greater than everything else. But, like, clearly, like, from a like, if you told me I had to beat a level without dying, that's what I would choose. Oh, hey, so this limousine is suited Fox's. Ironic. Well, technically, I mean, all you did was recolor it and stretch it. But yeah, I used it for this. This is like back when I talked to Walter Cockvick. This is back when I still talked to Suited Fox. He was definitely on my nerves. The cuck meme is funny and always will be. I don't know. I've stumbled on that kind of porn before. Like, you see like two dudes and a girl, and you assume that it's like a normal thing, but then one of them just sits there all sad. It's like, oh shit, this is a cuck porn. Did not say that in the title. Is Suited Fox in the credits? I think he is. I think I thanked him under additional sprites, because it's like just this one sprite. So I made this level. It's not that great, but I kind of knew that at the time. It was just this like assaulty thing, but less difficult. Because even I was a pussy with difficulty back then. 2016. Classic. Also, when he asked me to make this, or like he was like bitching to me that he couldn't make it, and like clearly hoping I would offer to him that I would make it for him, and so I did. It's definitely gonna be better. The worst part, I'll show you the worst part of this fucking level. It's pretty funny. It's the fucking floor transition. Like, I meant to notepad this to be like prison walls. Forgot, didn't care that much. Oops. I did like the idea of him. I do like the cop shooting at you from the center there, like immediately. 2018 Rob would have made it a shotgun, not just a little pistol. Pistol's like the most boring firearm. Like it sort of promotes good accuracy, but not really. Like really, the only difficulty with the pistol is its complete inability to kill fats in a reasonable manner, which is kind of good. Pull bathroom tiles placed anywhere with the bathroom, yay or nay? Yeah, these are another like type of tiles that if you're replacing a whole bunch can be on the chopping block pretty quick, because there's a lot of bathroom tiles and you don't even need that many bathrooms in a campaign. I almost made the same mistake. Thank God he missed. Okay, yeah, so look at this fucking lazy ass transition. Like an idiot. Also, it was a lot more colorful, like Assault. I was trying to go for that Assault color scheme, and he was like, he didn't like it. So now it's like just different shades of blue. Oh well. Also, for some reason, the police fats have white mafia legs. I don't know 100% why. I know that the police mafia don't have their own legs. They share it with someone else. And so something is replacing it in this fucking soup of mods that the kid has. I guarantee there's like probably 70 patch wads that aren't working in this. Idiot. I like the church pew bench just chilling there. Okay, it's probably I think that was on the floor beside. So anyways, here's a fun thing. So, like Jacket, you can kill him or you can leave him. But so here's a fun fact: is that Hotline Miami player characters don't have shotgun death sprites, or they do on the sheet, but they're not coded in. You just have the normal. It just uses the normal shot. And to prove this, all of all of the rat's shotgun death sprites, he has bright red hair. And you can still see them when you kill his NPC. You see his very little red hair? It's very bizarre. Don't kill him, Rob. Too late. I had to show off the cool sprite issue. There's the second time we've murdered 30 opposition destructors. This has actually never happened. Thought the red hair was blood at first. It's clearly hair if you like look at the rest. I really do like the idea of them planning him to like grow out his bright red hair. And then they just decide to cut it and go back to the bald Richter. Oh yeah, the R63. Also, I don't know if you noticed, one thing I liked is every single time we jump back to the police, more police have crowded into this room listening to his story because it's getting crazier and crazier. So, like, it's just attracting a bigger and bigger audience. This is like the one nice thing that he actually made. Speaks. I actually like his house. I think it looks pretty good. Oh boy, there we go. What are you talking about? You have one new message. Okay, I guess it's the third phone call, but it's not even like telling you where to go. I think. Oh, it is given. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot. So I guess there's 3 phone calls in this campaign. And also I made all the cutscenes. Probably pretty clear. Yeah, this next level though. Yeah, this is actually the first level made, and I did my best to fix it, but like, oh boy, it is a finale, all right. Like all these nice dark, like, modern location, and then we just have the fucking trash house. The only thing that he claims that he can do. I did use Yas's criminally underused gang faction though. The biggest problem is only Hammer and the Sun can fight the gang, I think, and I guess like that one version of Richter. So like that's why it's kind of underused, but they are really cool and I love their colors. So if Rob made all the cutscenes and Blue really didn't do shit, yeah, pretty much. Like Blue's biggest contribution was collecting all the pieces of the campaign together that I didn't make. Like if I didn't make it, Blue got it made for us. And then he made this thing, this level. Music's good for it though. Dogs in dark levels, yeah. I'm really, if I hadn't been like, fuck this campaign by this point, I probably would have redone this. But it's kind of, I might have not, because like, he would have been upset if I like redid his level entirely. I don't know. It's bad though. This fucking falling over palm trees, like blown apart gambling tables. I don't know. I think the German Shepherd's mod would be better for dark levels, yeah, or the human being solution of the Panthers, in which I've only, like, I think a couple things have used it, but the two campaigns that come to mind is Human Being 2 and fucking Deep Red and or Workshop War, one of the others. One of Suited's fucking magnum opus bullshit. God damn. Just getting stuck on objects, getting your ass kicked. I like their little backwards hats, though. I think that was cool. So that's basically Rob's level he made at this point. Happy birthday, Rob. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. See you soon, buddy. Come on. Damn! Let's forget about Suited Fox. That's a good that's fucking dog, I swear to God. But yeah, if you think about having a darkness layer like this over your level, nah, fam. Darkness is one of those things that you just shouldn't even use, really, in combat. Fighting with the lights off. Foos, I think you say that once a stream. That's Hear any melee weapons in here? Here we go. I didn't say it during the Bushido stream. Yeah, because you're actually there talking to me, trying to be nicer since I was playing your shit for once. Alright, I think we just beat Madness. No, got one more floor. Two, I don't remember. I remember hating this section. Like the original, oh my god, it was cancer. Like, it's better. Like, not completely good. But I think like that door wasn't there. There we go. Now we beat madness. Alright. Ah! It's so stupid. It's so bad. This fucking plot device to keep the dude's secret a little bit longer. Holy shit. Yeah, I just didn't even ever address these other 50v dudes. We got a good look at his face. Prop scream stream. I already had a scream stream. Yeah, so I guess they just pinned him down and lit him on fire. That was what I was trying to communicate. Why you play unminimized when you can ... What the fuck? It's so I can see the chat. I've actually assumed that there's a much smarter way to do this that I just haven't figured out. I know because of the chat, yeah. If there's a better way to do this, I'd like to improve. The thing is, I just haven't put a lot of effort into, like, the windows on OBS. I need to look. I need to figure it out. I'm kind of worried that it might take up more processing power though than just doing this. Also, keeping the window small makes the stream run smoother. You can just set the OBS to capture Hotline Miami 2. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It won't. It refuses to work on my computer. I know that's how it does, but I record display because otherwise it's literally black no matter what I try. But yeah, like, honestly, like, I try, for the Red Star stream, I tried to make the window a bit bigger, and it just made it run poorly, so I imagine I'll put more effort into my streams once I get an actual, like, computer meant for streaming. Like, it was kind of weird how streams started, because it was first just a one-time thing to make fun of Suited Fox, and then it turned into a second-time thing to do a second campaign. And then people are like, when's the next one? So I like the ghetto the ghetto setup. Yeah. I do want to improve it because, like, I have increased a sub count and sort of increased views. I need, like, to put more effort towards it. But, you know. Rare moment when We're Sorry is actually using a campaign and not as a placeholder for a music mod. Yeah, We're Sorry is one of those songs I just don't like. Like, it's combat, it was supposed to be spooky. It really kind of pissed me off when they used it with the sewer level because I assumed it was the fans getting in over their head. Then they just go home and, like, nothing mattered and that scene means nothing. And I think that was kind of what they were trying to communicate with that scene, is that the fans don't give a shit, that there's a larger plot and people are being dissolved. I don't know. Wow, I see you have Max Payne. You can tell from the top next to Doom. Yeah, it doesn't run. It doesn't run on this laptop, though. So. The police officer is actually Evan, by the way. Someone made a Evan police officer mod, and so since it has the correct head type from, like, the top down head as the judge with his hair, it actually worked out really well. Bum bum bum. And so you've all played this, we can not. So the plot twist, yeah, it's Usual Suspects. I own it. I own it. I stole the plot twist from Usual Suspects. I figured that since there's a lot of children, and it's an older, like, movie from the 80s or 90s, that people wouldn't see it, and so I would bring a cool plot element to something that a lot of kids hadn't seen yet. Um, but I am kind of glad that people like The Usual Suspects, and I think this one was actually less obvious because this guy doesn't look like Kevin fucking Spacey, and Kevin fucking Spacey looks like a creepy motherfucker. Yeah, I was like, all these, yeah, all these younglings won't get it. I mean, just, like we talked about this at the beginning about everything's a remix. Yeah, a bunch of old movies gumballed together. Yeah, one plus a little bit of Fight Club, and that's it. Just like the viewing room is just packed with police officers at this point. It really annoys me how NPCs that aren't the player character don't open doors. Thought there was more. What the fuck? Not really. Not intentionally. That I can think of off the top of my head. And I guess I don't know. Neon Demon for the music. Clockwork Orange. You could say Clockwork Orange. Like I like the idea of ultraviolence there. So you could say 4. There goes. You're right, Matt. There goes Walter Kovac, the biggest badass of Miami. Yeah, originally it was Walter Kovac, and I was like, oh, that's a cool name. I like that I pulled that name right out of my ass. Then it hit me that it was the fucking name from Watchmen, because like Walter was already chosen for like the name. Blue had that name, Walter, so I had the Kovac, and then I changed it to Kovac. And so someone should do a Watchmen mod or take inspiration from Watchmen, I would say. But yeah, Watchmen was cool. Someone should make a mod of Rorschach. I think that'd just be cool to play around with. Is the paper talking about the hunting rifle? No, the hunting rifle is just because he got sniped. And if you think the movie was good for Watchmen, you should read the visual novel. It's like this medium it's supposed to be viewed in. It's way better. And I do like the idea of like making the player like try to run after him, like, and you have control of it. Or graphic novel. So technically, the real Walter Kovac never does actually say a word in this, keeping true to Speaks' desire. The Truth. The Truth was actually inspired by the Metal Gear Solid level called The Truth from the 5th game. Wait, Atomic Blonde was a graphic novel? Interesting. I haven't actually seen the film, but I don't know. Just seemed a bit goofy to me. And actually like made the water puddle slightly gray and then made a bank teller thing look like a gas canister for this scene because it's important. Interesting. I heard it's like Lady John Wick, which would be cool. Fucking Hitman, the way Hitman steals people's clothes. Oof, there's that F that we were talking about earlier. So, during the credits, I'm going to actually talk about a campaign idea that we that Blue and I spitballed to each other. Um, that was a sequel to this. That, um, if you've ever seen the movie Snowpiercer, it was going to be kind of like that, where like it was. Let's let this go by. Yeah, but did that beach blow up, Matt? Yeah, so Project Lead speaks. He requested that to be there, but like, I don't think he's thanked anywhere else in the credits. Um, but or I guess he is just for the lovely man. But yeah, so it was like this sort of like bunker, and it was gonna be like Snowpiercer, the way like the poor have to live in the shitty spot, and the rich, like the further you go down, the nicer compared to like the further you go up the train, the nicer it gets. Yeah, there's Suited Fox. There's his name. Cool. So yeah, that was madness. We ended up not going through with that campaign. Obviously, it was kind of a terrible idea. Um, I do like the music for this campaign. I think that's probably the best thing that I have. But yeah, that's it for madness. It was kind of a clusterfuck of like dealing with all the mods and shit. Uh, not as crazy as a story as it sounds like, but just more of a headache for me to like get all the like. There's just so many like small things I had to figure out. And Blue never made another campaign after this ever again. It's the end. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna be trying to finish my Jacket May resprite, and then I'm gonna go see Deadpool 2. So that'll be fun. Bunker concept sounds interesting, though. Would maybe be hard to execute. Yeah, levels get boring. Well, the levels would start out like shitty bunkers, like close to the top, and it would be like people getting sick with radiation poisoning. And the more you go down, it turns into like complete opulence, like beautiful like Victorian era decor. And then since it's never gonna get made, I'll tell you that the plot twist was like the player character, has got like his face covered by like a skull mask or something edgy and cool that doesn't show his face, and then when it comes off, it's like the burnt face of Duke. He survived and realized how much of a fucking idiot he was for letting us nuke America, because like this is clearly not a good solution. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's it. So I don't know. We'll probably stream something next week, and then pretty soon I'll be heading off to Europe, so I won't be doing any more streaming then. But I'll try to figure out this chat thing for you, because I do want to get that working. Adios.